Hello, and welcome to the third episode of Enchanting Economics in New Mexico. This podcast is a production of Beaver, the recognized expert in socioeconomic data for the state of New Mexico. I'm your host, Rayanne McKernan, and here today is Travis Chaney. He is the Regional VP for Albertsons Markets. Travis, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us today.
You're welcome.
So, as far as I understand, you have 17 stores in your region at the start of 2020. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
Okay. So what area of New Mexico is your region, and how many employees do you employ, roughly?
Okay, our region spans from Los Lunas all the way to Taos. We have 17 stores, as you said. We employ right at 1,900 team members in this region.
Wow, that's a lot. And how many other regions are in New Mexico? Because there are other Albertsons stores not in your region that are in New Mexico, right?
That's correct. There's two other regions, one within our division, and those are the Eastern New Mexico, Hobbs, Alamogordo, Roswell, and Ruidoso. And then there's that's part of the Midland, Odessa, and then the Eastern New Mexico region. And then Silver City is run out of the Southwest Division, which is a totally different division, same as Grants and those stores in that direction.
Okay, cool. So Albertsons, depending on the region, they touch every part of New Mexico.
That's correct.
Awesome. So coronavirus started to spread throughout our state in early March, I would say. When did your stores start to feel the effects, and how have your stores and your employees been affected?
Well, it was we really started feeling the effects right around March the 10th as the increase in business started ramping up, and some of the I would call it panic shopping, not knowing what's going on. Might even say a little bit of hoarding going on in some instances. But that's where it kind of started. Of course, at that point in time, we were kind of in the infancy stages of knowing how to handle this and such like that. There were no limits put in place at that point in time, which, as in New Mexico, you can't limit items. You have to limit a price point, and then you can sell something at a different price point after you reach that limit. So there was really no way of controlling some of that. Until the governor did step in and help us with the limits.
Wow.
That's really just the increase in business to our stores is the largest impact at first.
Yeah.
And then as that kept going, the impact to our stores is, of course, not being able to get enough product in our stores to serve our guests in the way that we're accustomed to.
Right. So how often do you touch base with your stores, and do you get a chance to talk to your employees? Because I'm curious, what is morale like around the stores, and is it the same throughout all of your stores?
Yeah.
I tend to believe that New Mexicans are kind of unique in their ability to really support each other and support our community, and that we always find a way to, rise to a challenge and really stand out from the rest of the country.
Sure. In my role, so I'm actually in our stores probably 70% of my time.
Okay.
So I'm out there quite a bit. I am in the close contact with our team members and management throughout those stores. So I do have a good sense of the pulse and such like that. I would say that I'm extremely proud of the way that our team has handled this. We have a lot. There's a lot of our team members are definitely concerned about being there in the stores and not knowing if someone is carrying the COVID-19 virus, possibly being transmitted. But so there's some fear there. But as far as rallying around and taking care of our guests, our team members have been just absolutely fantastic.
Wow. Well, that's great to
One thing
hear.
that we did do that I would want to mention is we started we call it an appreciation pay for our team members, and that started, I believe, the week of March 14th. I'd have to look back at the calendar and tell you that. And that's an additional $2 per hour for every hour that a team member works.
Wow.
March the 15th. So we did start that.
Yeah. Wow.
And that also helped.
Yeah. I'm sure your employees are very appreciative of that.
Definitely. Also early on during this, it was debatable about wearing masks and different things like that. So we didn't tell anyone they couldn't wear a mask, but we didn't really want to appear that we, as a team member, were carrying a virus and trying to protect our guests from that. So we have changed our view on that now. So we're encouraging our team members to wear masks if they would want to, and providing them for them as well.
Yeah. I have to ask, just because I'm all over social media, have you heard of any, chaotic incidents in the stores, like fighting over toilet paper or, arguing on, aisles over empty shelves, anything like that?
Yeah, no, our guests have really been great in as far as just respecting each other in the stores and what we have to offer the guests. We've had some high tensions moments for sure, especially around limiting certain items. People just don't seem to understand how you can do that. We're doing it because we're asked to by the state. But really, guests have been wonderful.
Yeah. Are you hearing similar things from other regions, VPs, if you get a chance to talk with them, whether New Mexico regions or anywhere in the country? I'm wondering if they're all experiencing the same thing.
Yeah, so I'm in direct contact with Arizona, Texas, and New Mexico out of our division, and in all three, it's been the same. It's throughout. I think the United States as a whole, people are really understanding and are working with each other to just accommodate what they need to in the stores.
Yeah. I saw on Monday that the mayor of Santa Fe issued new emergency restrictions for all grocery stores, and they included things like not allowing customers to bring in reusable grocery bags, or wanting stores to make sure they're disinfecting high-touch surfaces like carts, and operating at a much lower percentage than what the state fire marshal normally allows for the building. Do you see that becoming a statewide or even a national trend? Because that does affect your region right now, right?
It does. That actually became a statewide mandate from the governor's office as of yesterday morning, April the 7th at 8 a.m.
Oh,
so all of our stores in New Mexico are now metering the number of guests, and it's 20% of the fire marshal's max occupancy for that store.
Wow. Do you foresee any potential headaches with all of these new restrictions, and how are your staff and your employees preparing to deal with all of this?
Well, we what we implemented yesterday morning, and we're kind of fine tuning it now, is we're using an app called Tally Count that you can download from the App Store.
Okay.
And we're using two-way radios if we have two entrances in a location. So it takes quite a bit of manpower to man this. So we've created like an entry point to the store, and then an exit point to the store, so a guest can't come in and out of both entrances. We can go in one and go out the other. So, for example, if you're going in to the entrance, we just hit plus on this. It's just like a counter, is what Tally Count is, and as you're walking out, you hit plus. They communicate back and forth, and you just subtract the difference, and that gives you the total number of guests in your store.
Okay. So are all 17 of your stores still open and operating?
Yes, we sure are. We do have modified hours. Our hours are 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. And then we've dedicated Tuesday mornings and Thursday mornings from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. for our seniors or people who are highly susceptible, compromised immune systems.
Gotcha. And with people, rapidly filing for unemployment, are you guys hiring at all since you are one of the few still operating, or do you have enough manpower to fulfill all of this?
We've absolutely been hiring and still hiring. Since March the 15th, we have hired over 120 persons in New Mexico.
Wow. That's great. Is there anything else that you think New Mexico residents should be aware of going forward?
This changes on an almost daily basis. Social distancing is we all need to practice that and do a better job of that and take heed to it. If you look through what the Mayor Weber in Santa Fe had put in his decree, and then what the governor did went into effect yesterday. Us in the supermarket industry, we've definitely taken this serious, and we've been doing all of those things as far as enhanced cleaning and disinfecting through the store, disinfecting our shopping carts after each use, minimizing touches at the keypad, asking our cashiers to do that, putting up screens between the guest and the cashier at points where they are face to face. Just all sorts of different things like that we have done. So it's changed our business quite a bit. But we've also put social distancing stickers on our floor to remind people and show them what a 6-foot space is. So as you're shopping in the store, you're really mindful. And people in New Mexico have been that's my personal experience, have been really good about this. It's different to walk into a store and approach a guest where we're used to talking to our guests and such. And we're still doing that. But as you come around a corner, for example, and someone else is coming around the corner, it's funny. It's different to watch everybody kind of back away from each other and space out.
Yeah.
And then us as team members, we're really doing that too, especially in our back rooms and things like that, kitchens where we do work closer together. We've redone a lot of things in our areas so that we can have that social distancing between members.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for your time. And also, you didn't bring this up, but I wanted to say thank you for you and your team's efforts throughout all of this. I'm sure it's been exhausting working around the clock. And I saw on social media that you guys just made a large donation with UNM Athletics to the Lobo Food Pantry. So you guys are really stepping up to take care of this community, and I know we are all very appreciative of it. So thank you.
Hey, Trez, do you think grocery stores will ever go back to the way they were even after the coronavirus? Once people know that online grocery shopping is like a pretty amazing option, and it's going to change most of other areas. Even here at Beaver, we are working full time and it's working pretty great actually. So even after the coronavirus, we might actually continue more than we used to before, and even most of the other areas have been changed in a way that we've never seen. Do you think it's going to have any impact at all? Say
I do.
3 or 4 years down the line.
I do. I think that what we're going through now is going to change everyone's perception of of being in social in spaces and crowds and things like that. I think that's something that we're going to think of for the rest of our lives. As far as e-commerce or online shopping pickup, we call it street side at our stores. Yes, we've seen a significant increase, almost, I would say, I won't put a number out there, but it's a huge increase. But and we're adding staff in those areas daily to try to select more and more pick spots in our stores. That's definitely been a challenge, but I do expect that to increase once this does settle down. overall, I really kind of expect our industry of supermarkets, us, the Smiths, the Walmarts, I do expect an increase in the grocery industry because so many people have, not going out and they just don't want to be in crowds. I think that's going to take a long time for people to get that confidence back.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, again, thank you, Travis. We really appreciate you coming on. And I think that about wraps it up for us here at Enchanting Economics in New Mexico. Don't forget to check us out at Beaver, that's bber.unm.edu, or on social media. We are on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn under @UNMBeaver. Thank you all for listening, and remember, all calculations based on experience elsewhere often fail in New Mexico. Thanks.